To celebrate, I guess you will, with some new facilities that the Wausau area community has put together in the form of what is known as a bike Fixtation. We have had some great luck this year in getting a hold of the designer and owner of the company that makes these facilities, and we have had some sponsorship in the community that's helped us get underway with creating what we're going to start out to be a network of these stations throughout the Wausau area community. Just going back to the MPO, a lot of you may not know what that entity is, but it's a group that's been federally designated by the Federal Highway Administration of all of the communities in the Wausau area. Because we have a population of over 50,000, we are now having to do transportation planning within the Wausau metropolitan area. There's 14 communities that span the area, plus the county and the Department of Transportation are all involved in doing transportation-related planning and funding for projects throughout the area. So I appreciate you all coming out and having this chat with us today. Part of the reasons why this is taking place today is that back in 2006, the Metropolitan Planning Organization identified the need to be involved with more of the bicycle pedestrian, or if you will, the non-motorized transportation that takes place within the area. And they created a bicycle pedestrian committee. That committee has been working now for about 8 years and have met almost continuously every month for that length of time. And over the years you can see some of the facilities that have taken place that have been built within the area that have really enhanced the way people can move about the community and give people options for using transportation facilities, not just cars, if you will, but they do have the ability to then walk, bike, skateboard, or something like that, whatever it might be that's non-motorized. So we've really had a great opportunity in the Wausau area over the last few years to start building these different facilities that we have so that we can start getting those people to be able to use some of those facilities. And what it really does is shows everybody that's either in the community or coming into the area the fact that we have a sense of community now. You can see if people are using these stations or will be using these stations throughout the community, that people see this and say, boy, they're really doing something to provide for the community or for the people within the community. And it makes Marathon County a much better place to live, work, play, do business, all of the things that we want to do because we live in this community, but also to showcase the things that we have here. We have wonderful facilities in the area that are going to be good for all the people that come from the outside. I'm not going to do a lot of talking because there's other people that have a lot more better things to say than I. But first I'm going to introduce Aaron Ruff. He's the public health educator. I want to call him a planner because he's really a planner. But he's been instrumental in putting this project together, and I just want to send out a special thanks to Aaron personally because he has done the mountain of the work that was needed to put this program together, and I really appreciate all the work that he's done. But he's going to explain a little bit more about the program to you all right now.
Yeah, very good. Thank you, Dave. So one of the key points I want to make is that this is really a unique project, and the way that this came up was very, very simple. And I'm going to read you the original email that Chad sent us about a year ago. So it was actually July 10th, 2013. Hello there. I grew up in Rothschild and spent my youth and teenage years riding bikes in the Wausau area. My parents and friends still live in the area, and I make it out to 9 Mile every opportunity I can. I think it is amazing what you have done with the new trail system. It is fantastic to see an effort to tie all these metro routes together. I now live in Minneapolis, and I founded a company called Bike Fixtation. We are committed to breaking down the barriers to cycling by designing and installing infrastructure products that make it easier for people to rely on their bikes. I am very keen on getting some of our products installed in the Wausau area locations that make sense. I am willing to do what it takes to help this organization out to make this happen. Please let me know you have some time. I think my jaw dropped, hit the floor once I checked out the Bike Fixation site, and I immediately thought we need to get this stuff in Wausau. I mean, the story speaks for itself. Chad grew up here. He moved away, started his company, and he wants to get this stuff, his products installed here. So it was really a no-brainer. The next step after that, we basically just took it, we put it on an MPO bike ped agenda, and we said, here's the opportunity. Everyone in the room was all for it, and we literally just started to brainstorm, okay, where are the locations where we can get some of these things installed? So in the fall of 2013, we picked the 4 main locations where we wanted these to be installed. One of them is obviously here on the Mountain Bay Trail. And so as you can see, we're right along the Mountain Bay Trail. And that's an 83-mile limestone trail that runs from Wausau all the way to Green Bay. So it's one of the premier rail trails in the state. It gets a ton of usage. A lot of people start here at the trailhead and make it all the way down to Green Bay. The other 3 locations, there's one at River Street Park in Rothschild, so that's right just south of Domtar, right by the Wisconsin Bike and Pedestrian Bridge, which is one of the highly used bicycle and pedestrian facilities we have in the metro area. It serves a ton of users. Denny was just saying before we started that he was over there on Saturday for the marathon, and there's a family pumping up the tires, fixing the bike, using it. So that's a great location. The Aspirus YMCA in Weston is another location that we selected, and that is really the home of the Wausau Wheelers, which is the road bike club in the area. It also is along bike routes number 15 and 22. And we know there's a lot of people that begin and end their rides at the Aspirus YMCA. So that was another location that serves a large number of users. And the last location is out at 9 Mile. And as many of you know, 9 Mile is really the hub for mountain biking in Wausau and really central Wisconsin. And that's the one location that has not been installed yet. I just learned that they poured the concrete on Monday, so that's going to be out there within the next week or 2. But 9 Mile is really the premier destination for not only group rides for the Central Wisconsin Off-Road Cycling Coalition, but they host a ton of events out there. They have the 24-hour mountain bike race. They do some Wisconsin Off-Road Series racing out there. So that location is going to be seen by thousands and thousands of cyclists throughout really the Midwest. So really when we identified those 4 locations, we said, okay, how are we going to get these things funded? How are we going to do this? And unfortunately, Dave doesn't have any money in the MPO budget to fund this stuff. We tried to twist his arm. But our chair, our bike ped chair, Phil Velichka, who couldn't be here today, suggested, hey, let's talk to the foundations. And after a couple of phone calls with Sue and Jean and Kaylin from Aspirus Health Foundation and the Community Foundation, they were like, absolutely, this would fit in with our mission. Apply, let's make this happen. So we applied in December, and really we wanted to approach this as a partnership deal. We knew that the Aspirus Health Foundation and the Community Foundation both had dollars to support health and to support infrastructure for bike and pedestrians. And so we wanted to use both of their resources to get this project done. So in December, we applied to the Community Foundation under the Wausau Metropolitan Planning Organization for 3 of the locations, one of them being here at the Mountain Bay. 9 Mile is another location funded by Community Foundation, and the last one is the Aspirus YMCA. And in January, we submitted an application to the Aspirus Health Foundation for the River Street location in Rothschild. So really, we can't thank our partners enough, especially Community Foundation and Aspirus, for providing the funding for these locations. And Dave's going to go through kind of the list. There's tons of other people that were involved, and so we'll get to that a little bit later. So that was really the process. We really, a year ago, the idea came into mind, and throughout the winter and fall, we got it done, and now we have 3 of these installed in Wausau, and we're waiting on 1 more. So very good. I'm gonna turn it back to Dave.
Thanks, Aaron. We have the privilege today of being here with the person that has actually designed and has the company that makes these products. Aaron just read Chad's email to him, and it really is a benefit to all of us right now, I guess, for the opportunity to have Chad here to just give you a couple words about himself, how he got started, and a little bit about the company, so that you get a better sense of how these things came to be and how they could be here in our Wausau area. So I'd like to introduce Chad DeBaker, who's the co-founder and president of Fixtation.
Well, yeah, thanks thanks Aaron for inviting me out today. So yeah, as Aaron said, I grew up in the Wausau area, and now I live in Minneapolis. And I'll maybe start by explaining how the company got started. Initially, it was about 4.5 years ago. It was my bachelor party. We did a pub crawl on our bikes, and there was about 20 of us, and we were riding in Minneapolis, and one of the people had a flat tire, and none of us had the proper patch kit. None of us had a spare tube. It was 8 p.m. on a Saturday night, and realized that all the bike shops were closed. Really didn't have any other options. So at that time, we decided that we really wanted to create a 24-hour service station for bicycles. And so within the next year, we had created we partnered with the transit authority in Minneapolis, Metro Transit, and we set up a kiosk in one of their bus stations. And the kiosk included a vending machine that sells spare parts, tubes, and lights, and then also a pump and a repair stand. And so the concept is that somebody can buy the part they need in an emergency and then install it themselves. While going through that exercise of creating the equipment for that location, we realized that there really wasn't any products available that were durable enough to deal with the urban environment from both weather and vandalism and stuff like that. So we refined the product, and we ended up getting a lot of press from it, and orders started to come in, and now we have distribution all over the world. We're selling in South America and Australia and in Europe, and it's really shows that we're part of a bigger movement to improve bicycle infrastructure in different communities all over the world. So I'm really glad that we were able to do this in Wausau. I think that the trail system here is excellent, and it's a huge asset to Wausau, and so I expect that we'll be helping a lot of people fix their own bikes. So thanks. Yeah.
Thanks, Chad. Appreciate that. Like Aaron had mentioned earlier, that we really could not have done any of this without the support of our local foundations and philanthropic organizations that we have in the area. And I'd like to have the opportunity now to give our two sponsors the opportunity to speak about why they thought that this was a good thing for them to be involved in the area. So I'd like to introduce Jean Tehan. She's the Executive Director of the Community Foundation of North Central Wisconsin. I got it right? I've got a... I would have done that.
Thank you. Hello everybody, and thank you so much for being here today. It is such a privilege to be here addressing this group. At the Community Foundation of North Central Wisconsin, we look for good people with good ideas. And if we fall into it with this project, we are working with great people with an absolutely terrific idea. And that is what we fund each and every day. Our mission is to enhance the quality of life in Wausau and Marathon County, and our vision is to create a vibrant and livable community that serves as a magnet to attract and retain people. Our own son came back to Wausau because we're cool, and we're getting cooler all the time. We are so excited to be a part of this project to help build the momentum for the bike trail. We are very proud to be on the cutting edge of the bike trail system, and we are here with a message purely of gratitude for you, for the wonderful work that you have done to help us accomplish our mission. We thank you. On behalf of all of our donors and our board of directors, thank you.
Well, it's not enough just to go to one place and try to find some money. You always got to go and try to find money anywhere you can. So in this case, we had the opportunity to get involved with the Aspirus Health Foundation, and we've got Helen Benke here to talk about her involvement.
Thank you, Dave.
The Aspirus Health Foundation is very proud to be a small part of this very important project, which we know is creating the infrastructure which will allow for people to incorporate physical activity into their daily lives and develop healthy habits. Our mission is to advance the health of our communities, and we know we can't do that alone. We do that through important partnerships. So we're proud of our partnership with the Wausau MPO and with the Community Foundation of North Central Wisconsin and the Health Department to create an environment for people to really achieve health, because health isn't achieved through treatment in our hospital or in our clinics. Health is really achieved through creating that environment and removing the barriers so that we can have health and activity in our daily lives. So thank you so much, and thanks you to all of the donors to our foundation who helped make this possible.
Well, there's a lot more people here that I'd like to be able to thank for this to be able to happen in the area. Specifically, I'd like to thank the Marathon County Park, Rec, and Forestry Department. They're the ones that actually maintain the Mountain Bay Trail here and this trailhead. They were the ones that gave us the ability to put this site, the station here. Also want to then recognize the Friends of the Mountain Bay Trail. They actually have that building there that they give out information about the trail system. They also were the ones that ended up paying for the concrete work that was done here so we could have this station as well. Over in Rothschild, we're going to specify that the Rothschild Village helped us with the placement of that facility. Now that's this picture right here, if you will. That facility is in River Park, as Aaron said, and they put in the concrete and did the work there as well. Also the Aspirus Weston YMCA, the third facility that's there was donated the space. They donated the space there, and then the Wausau Wheelers Bike Club organization. They're the ones that helped fund the concrete work and get that station up and running. Also want to thank Lori Frazier. She's around here somewhere. There she is, from Envision Marketing and Design. She's the one that's put the design together of the signage that we have at every one of the locations, with a section of the bike map that we have there as well, so thank you. Also to Orion Matson, he's the gentleman that actually has done all the installation work for the facilities. He works with Chad to put those stations in wherever he can. And ultimately then I want to actually thank the Wausau MPO's Bike Ped Committee and its membership for all of the work that they've done. Like I said, we meet monthly, and they really spend some time going through all of the different things that it would take to bring biking and walking to a forefront in the communities, and especially then to the leaders of the communities that are here. I know we've got people from Lauren White from the village, Dan Gill from the village of Weston, they're here, Brad Lenz from the city of Wausau. We're all here to help support this whole endeavor. I just want to end here with a couple of quotes. Actually, we've got a website, wausaubicycle.org. Remember that and go to that. It's got everything you'd ever want to know about bicycling in the Wausau area. And Aaron's the one that takes care of that site, which is nice. But on that site, we've actually had some comments about these stations already. And let me just read a few. It says, pleasantly surprised to find this morning on my commute, passing through River Street Park. Looks great. Thankfully, I didn't need to use it. Another one is, I can't even begin to express how cool this is. Wausau area is really picking it up. Not nearly in the way it used to be. Nice, good job, friends. Another one is, it was a nice surprise. I adjusted my seat a little. It was nice not to have to dig in the bottom of my bag to find a multi-tool to do the fix. Another one is, I had a chance to use the new Fixtation on the corner of the parking lot at the YMCA. This station is top-notch. Thanks to all involved for providing this valuable resource. It'll be used by many bikers for years to come. So with that, I want to say thanks to everybody that's here. Appreciate you coming. I'd also like to then say that next, I think we'll have Chad come over and maybe give you all more of a personal look at how this station works. And you can ask questions of him. If you don't mind, Chad,
Yeah,
we'll do that right now. But thanks a lot for everybody coming, and appreciate it.
All right, Dave.
Good, how are you?
Feel free to gather around.
Yeah.
Get on the floor.